Hello and welcome to Wikipedia Weekly Network here, where Albin Larsson and I, Jan Ainali, are editing Wikidata Live. How are you doing, Albin?
I'm doing great. I had a lovely day today. A bit inside on the before lunch and after lunch a long walk. And how
Nice.
are you, Jan?
I'm good as well. I've been out a little bit, but mostly I've been actually doing some coaching today. And I'm coaching for Hack for Södertälje, which is sort of also a little bit of our theme today, because Södertälje municipality is doing some sort of hackathon over the weekend, and we thought like let's see what we can dig up. And I think both you and I are gonna try to take this to the next level as well, making it like generic in a sense.
Yeah.
Or do you have some plan like that?
Yeah, exactly. So when I was thinking about we were thinking about this tame Södertälje, which is like a specific municipality, I was thinking, okay, but how can we use this in a broader sense? And then we came up with the idea that we would use template queries and then just use Södertälje as our example, but make them so that everyone can change based on the template. Södertälje, we just replace it with anything just by searching in the search box. So that's the plan. Things about municipalities that can also be applied to other municipalities through templates.
Yes. And for everyone who's watching this, we have only shown templates working once, and that was in the not the last episode but the episode before that, so I had
Yeah,
to go back and watch that to learn. But I think we're going to do some repetition now so that you can start using it, because it's actually really handy, especially when you want
indeed.
to share a query.
Yeah.
And perhaps we will have some new watchers as well from the hackathon. So I'll start by doing this very slow and basic so you can follow along. And let's see if I can start. Yes. So this is the query service at query.wikidata.org. And you can write queries here and query whatever is in Wikidata, and we'll get something back. And there's a lot of help in here. And one of the most important thing is uh, if you press Control Space, it will help you with autocomplete of the things you're typing. So I'm going to start typing something like select here, because that's a common thing that you do. And I press Control Space and I do get this little pop-up. And I'm going to go with this 1 to 3rd selection here, because it gives me a few things immediately. This is sort of a base query. It doesn't do anything out of the box because it doesn't select anything, but it's a good start. And what it does, it calls for 2 parameters, or actually just 1 and the label for it. And it also adds the label service. And I'm going to do it here. I'm going to switch this one to Swedish and English so we see what we get. Actually, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go English first, and then if there's nothing in English, I'll fall back to Swedish, because we're querying about things in Sweden. There's likely to be names in Swedish. Now, what do I want to get? So my thinking was here, I was going to say something rather basic, like just give me everything that has a coordinate and is in Södertälje municipality. So let's start do that. So, and this thing is what I'm calling an item. And I press Control Space here and I get this possibility to select item. And then I'll write WDT, which is a prefix to sort of like say, I want to have a property of something. And the property I want is coordinate. And I'll start writing that, and then I get a few, press Control Space and get a few things here. And I'll select the first one, coordinate location. And I call that parameter just coord. And then to actually get that selected as well, I'll remember to put it up here. That we want it to be shown. And then I had one other thing. I want this to be in the administrative tutorial unit or something, in the administrative area. So let's start writing admin here and see what we get. That's the actual name for it, located in the administrative territorial entity. And P131 is something that I actually learned by heart by doing this a lot, but it's great to have this help for when you forget it. And then it's just WD to go for a regular Wikidata item. And here I'll just start writing Södertälje and press Control space, and municipality is the first one. So very, very basic.
Yeah, that's neat. Very often you need to try to double check that you don't get the city when you're looking for municipalities.
Yeah. And I think I'll come back to that as well. So let's just run this and see what I get, how many things we get. And 1,907 items with coordinates. But this is, of course, rather boring. And we know over here, this little eye, we can change this to map. But I'm going to run this several times. So I'm going to add it immediately up here as well. So you start writing with a hashtag, and you get already these suggestions. And it's the first one I want, the default view map. So I'm not really interested in the table here. I want to see the map. And next time I press play here, it's going to go and create a map. And now we'll see something. We'll see several interesting things here. First of all, we'll see that the underlying map is really broken. The white things here is actually water. That's the Sweden's fourth largest lake, which is not showing at all. The other thing we see, there's missing municipality lines here. So here's something broken in the Wikimedia's map tiles server, or something like that.
They recently launched 2.0, and since then we have a problem with borders and some water areas.
But we also see another couple of interesting things here. So we see, like, this one is definitely on the other side of the border. So let's check what's up with that. And when you click it here, you see, oh, yes, of course. It doesn't make sense for you because it's in Swedish, but it's sort of like a bay. And we have the water here. So I'll bet this is actually in several municipalities. Yes, we see it is in 4 different ones. So it wasn't wrong. It's just the coordinate has to be put in somewhere. But this is a great way to sort of like sanity check things. We also saw one over here already, like almost in Stockholm. Oh, and this is the actual all this long road, which happened to get the coordinate over here. I don't know why, but
yeah, that's old coordinate for it.
Yeah,
because it ends there, I believe.
Yeah, and as we can see here, when I click these, we see the coordinate that I picked, and we see the label, which is also linked to the item. Very handy. Now, it would be nice if I could also see an image here. So I'm going to go back to the query up here and see. Now, I don't want to lose all those that didn't have an image. So I'll make this one an optional. And it's the items thing I'm looking for. So item and WDT for selecting a property. And I'll start writing image, and that's just plain and simple the name. So I'll click that one, and it's P18. And I'll call this one, I'm just gonna call it image, easy to remember. I'll have to go back up here and select that one again. So not a dramatic change. And if I run this now, I should get the exact same number. Did I? Or did it increase? There might be people editing, oh, of course, all around. But now the interesting part is, let's see, I guess something, that one didn't have anything, but perhaps hereby, in the city, not the street. Here we got one.
Right.
So a rune stone in the central of town. And it's very nice to see here. And if you get a number of these and you have them close to each other, you can actually sort of like click around and see the railway station. And did I? Oh, that was the city park. Here's the rune stone. Now I got curious because I've been here.
Right.
Now this is not my photo. Oh, that was nice. You could click on it and get it without leaving.
Is that a new thing?
It might be new. I don't think I've noticed that before.
No, same here.
Yeah. Of course, if you want to see the table, you can always click back here. And it will have some time to... And then you see which one actually had an image and which one did not. And here you have also the link to Wikimedia Commons if you want to go there and look it up. So this is a sort of like a common, quite basic query, but very useful. But now we want to take this like, well, what if I'm not really interested in Södertälje municipality, but some other municipality? So what I'm going to do is very similar to what Albin did 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to replace this one, and I'm just going to call it Muni for short. And for now, I'll bind this as same thing. So, and bind is just assigning this to this. So if I run this, it will be exactly the same. So now what is the, what did I gain by this? Well, what I did gain is that now when I go over here in the top and start adding the template, I actually have something that I can change. Oh, and it added a lot of things here when I clicked on this. So let's go back to the beginning. So, and we have some help text here. And this help text actually says to you that write something here that someone who will use this will understand. And then referencing question mark var, like this is the variable that the example template is using. Now we're not using var, we're using Muni. So we'll have to change this. And I think it says that you should specify this so that people can understand what's happening. You don't really need for functionality say anything here. You can just do whatever in here. This is just a text field that will be displayed. But of course, we're doing this to be helpful to someone. So select a municipality, I will say, in Muni, so that people understand. Oh, and here's the thing that you have made a issue for.
We actually got a good comment here from Jane about that image pop-up. Actually, if we are on the table, if you scroll down, Jan, so we can see an image there. One can actually, you can click on the link, but you also got this icon.
This one?
That, yeah. And does that give us a pop-up? That gives us the pop-up.
Yes. Now it's just really, really slow for some reason.
Right. It might be trying to display the entire image.
Yeah, maybe it's grabbing like a 5 meg. Or maybe it might.
Or maybe we broke.
Maybe we broke it. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that this was a thing a while back. So if it has been the same in the map for the same amount of time, it's an old feature.
Yes. Now going back to here. Now I call this Muni instead of var, so I'll have to change it here. So I'll change this one to Muni. Then what it does is actually here is sort of saying like, well, give me a query that I will show in this pop-up. And it has a default of like, give me all the cats, but I don't want all the cats. I want Swedish municipalities. So I will actually, I'm not sure if, let's see if autocomplete is working here. It does. That's very handy. So I'll go with Swedish municipalities. Municipality of Sweden, yes, all right. So now it should only give us a pop-up of that. And now I'll have to be in the right window to do that. I'll run it again. So the same result, it didn't break. And it looks the same over here. But the magic happens under this information thing. So if I click here, we say select a municipality. And it didn't say Muni. Why did it not? Either way. And then when I click the drop down here, it have a lot of municipalities. And if I click one of these, let's take not one of the smallest. I'll go with the largest, perhaps, Stockholm. It says here, result preview, 20 results. Only 20 results in Stockholm? That seems slow. And it's just like
going on.
No, it's just that it is a preview. So it does, I think it does a limit of 20. Because when I then press to run it, I got 5,000 results. What? So you get sort of like a quick thing in almost immediately then. And then you get, oh, and here we have a few odd things as well.
So are they, again, the roads?
It might be roads. European, it might just roads? Be errors. This is probably just an error. This is a school.
Yeah.
So very handy to find these odd things. And it can be as simple that either a coordinate has been mistyped, so the thing is actually in Stockholm and is rendered elsewhere because that's what got stored, or someone in a drop-down list selecting the wrong school of with the same name. There might be a similar school in Stockholm with that name. And then I'll just take something else here. This is a smaller one. And notice now here, over here, this is Stockholm municipality. When I click this one now, it immediately changes that one. So this one changes there. And of course, that's what makes it run. And here I got 863. This looks much better. There's one that's odd in the sea, but that's probably the actual lake. Or was this an island? I don't know. But this is sort of like, oh, very handy to share this with someone, or if you want to do some cleanup and you have lots of things to do that you want to change. So here you actually have them in a handy format. And I was actually inspired by this. Now, let me first share this one. So I'll take this one here. I'll share it on a banner with you so you can try this out. We have too many banners. I need to delete some. We hit this limit. All right, so this is the query. Now I got inspired by this and thinking, hey, there's a common thing that is easy to make a mistake. And that is that we have a lot of municipalities in Sweden with the same name as the main city in the same municipality. I guess it's sort of like it's 10 that doesn't out of 290. So it's very easy for someone who's not really particular or detailed or in the know to mix them up. So I was thinking, hey, perhaps people have added the city of Södertälje where it should actually be the municipality. So I was thinking, oh, let's do a query for that and see what we can get. So I'll create a new query here. I'll do the same thing. I'll close this one. But I'll start with the same select and go with this. And the item, now I want this to be located in I don't want it to be located in municipality. I want to find the things that had the error. So I'll start writing Södertälje here again. But don't pick the right one. Rather pick the second one, the Södertälje urban area. And just see what I get here. And I got four results. And I think these four are actually, we have, this is probably a soccer field, we have a hospital, we have a park, and we have some sort of swimming facility. So I think these are all four are wrong. I'm just going to take a look at one of them, see how they look on Wikidata. So it's actually, it says it's a building. All right, it's a stadium. That makes sense. But here it says located in the Södertälje, and we also do get a warning. And the warning says, well, this is not the right type. So we'll actually fix this one because this was wrong. And it happened during import, apparently. So it's easy to sort of like perhaps in an interface not pick the right thing. And we can see here we'll have all kinds of things very similar. We have a disambiguation page. To make it even worse, we have a district, which is the level below municipality. We have one with the same name, probably the one most central in the city. So now we'll have to pick the one. This is the one we want. And now, of course, we get the warning here with the reference. So I should have deleted that one because, well, it might say that, but I don't know. And actually, I think I'll go quickly clean these four. Let's see if it's possible to clean them easily. So here it says it's in the city. This is clearly not in the city. It is in the municipality. So we'll just select that. Here we have some other source though.
Yeah, that's a very common one nowadays for bad data.
See that one, what it says. So this one, it actually says municipality here. So it's been something wrong in the import.
I think what this source often do is that it imports statements from Wikidata to itself, and then someone goes by and adds it as a reference.
All right.
So it's kind of...
Well, here we actually saw that the reference was correct. It said what we wanted it to do. So we can keep that one. And now it will say, did you change it? Yes, I did change it, but it's correct. So I can remove the warning. This is not new, but it's kind of new. It's, I guess, less than a year old or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we had the park, the beach, I guess. Oh, even some sort of house there. Right. All right. So it's maybe a pool. This one didn't have a reference at all. With the municipality. Fix that one, and then one left. And I think this is then the house we saw on the image there in the park. It has a Wikipedia article. Doesn't have any reference there, so I'll just fix this one. It's just wrong. Now, this was all well and good, but this was just one out of the 290 municipalities. And I want to share this burden of cleaning this up because I suspect it will be more or less the same. So I'm going to create the same type of query that we just did. And of course, this is a little bit repetition, which is, I heard here is good for learning. So here I'm going to say muni again. And then before here, I'll do a bind. And we'll have the same starting value as uni. This will give exactly the same result, didn't really change anything. And then I'll start with the template up here. So it's hashtag T, and then I get all this long thing. So I'll change the same This is, yes, so we'll find things in cities that should be a municipality. Now, we can't do the thing exactly the same because we cannot select the municipality. We had a city here rather. So here I'll have to write a query that selects a city. Now, luckily, we have a specific kind of cities for cities in Sweden. So we can just select that one. This might vary for country. You might need to do some sort of property path here to get anything. But if you try to select cities, even with the property path, you only get 20 hits in Sweden. And there are some odd ones.
Right.
And we have, these are urban area in Sweden.
Right. Not the city one then.
Yeah.
Because we have plenty of municipalities in Sweden which do not have an official city,
Yeah.
so to say.
Yes. And I think this will be enough for this to work. So I'll try to run this. And of course, now I get 0 because it's updated. Let's see what I get to select here. I don't get anything to select. That is strange. Why am I not getting? Do I have to go with a start that had something? Let's go with Uppsala instead. City here. Now I get 83, but my query helper doesn't help me anything.
Let's have a look at the template once again.
Maybe I need to actually reference something up here. Was I
double
wrong?
check that you're like, yeah, try that.
Oh, you have to actually, all right, so there's some functionality in here. You have to have
I know
this in
why.
here.
Because you can actually make this string having multiple values, and the template can have multiple drop downs. And that's why.
All right. Now I will quickly here before I share this with anyone also change this one because this is not municipalities, these are cities. And now it's going to show something strange there, but I'll change here to city. Yes. So now we get, it's located in the administrative territorial entity, but of Uppsala. And now we have 83 things that are wrong. So, and I can check here. Now let's see. Why do I get?
Because I think you now triggered that you got to, if you look at template,
need to
you
run
still
this
reference. Again? No, you still, no, you don't. That's interesting.
This is, I don't get
that's very
odd. Up here. Urban area in Sweden. Yes, this is the one I want.
Give it a reload.
These are giving you all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the view like it should look like, because it's under the regular filters, not under the template part.
So it's the template thing that doesn't really.
Yeah, that broke.
That's
broke.
Somehow. If I do it like this, like I had before, that. No, yes, you're right. This is not the.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is why we have only been able to do this once before.
Because this is... Wait, I do still say Muni over here.
There we go.
I changed it to city. So let's run this one again. And now we get it right. All right. So yes, and now we get some small cities here and some medium size and perhaps some large as well. Yeah. All urban areas. And if I go with one of these, it changes here. I get a preview. All right, so there are no errors in that one. And of course, these are a lot of them. So let me try. Should we go with some of the larger ones? Gothenburg. Yes, then we get more. And you saw a 20 here, which I think is a limit. And then there is actually 208 that are wrong.
Right.
All right. So it's a little bit easy to trip yourself up because you need to actually write things in the template for the template to work. But when it works, it's super handy because now I can share this one with people on Wiki and say, hey, we have a lot of errors here we need to clean up, and then we can help each other, and it's pretty user friendly as well. So that was my things for today. Two different kinds of template things, one just for using and one for cleaning. And did we have any more questions here? All right. Yes.
We got just a use case there from Jane, I think is worth highlighting, because of course you can use this type of template to on maintenance queries, combining those in all various places.
Yes. And I guess also for citizenships, I guess, because if the country didn't exist but came into being later and such like that, for countries that are changed over time. Yes. All right. Stop sharing here.
And I'm going to start over here on Wikidata because first of all, I want to highlight, I got this new UI, which means you can close the sidebar and it looks kind of different here. And I used to complain over that if I wanted to go to the watch list, which I'm visiting a lot, I had to go down here and click here. But they have actually changed that. So I'm just going to highlight how
yes,
that they do listen to us. So if you got this type of feedback, ping them as they change the interface, because now we got this watch list button right here. So just a shout out to the team at the foundation who works on this. And then I have kind of been inspired by the Olympics. So we want to do something with the Olympics next week. But I'm thinking I'm gonna do something around sports. So I was thinking it would be really nice to have a template query like this, where you could change the municipality and see like the number of clubs and the sport they're associated with in a bubble chart. So which sports are more common considering the amount of sports clubs at least. But I haven't really done this before. So I first need to figure out, is there some connection between the sports clubs and the municipality? And I could search here for like a big common club of some kind, like Manchester. Did I spell it? I did. United. They should probably have some type of connection here to Manchester at least. So I know what to query for. I don't know which property would be useful here. So I'm actually gonna search here for Manchester as well as we go down to the properties. And that's just official names. Here the owner. Here we got the first interesting part. Headquarters location could be potential. Again, not the municipality, but that might not even be possible. And I think that's it. And I could do this at a couple of more, but I'm gonna do it the other way around to try to find this connection. I'm actually gonna use the query service to see if there are any sport-related items. I think I'm gonna start as big as that, and if they are connected to the municipality. So I'm gonna do like this. I'm actually gonna do the goats example. I know people in the chat wanted to see the goats example. So there we go. I don't want instance off here. I just want to select things that are related to sport. Here we go. And that can be anything. I'm not really caring which sport it is, as long as it's the right one, so to say. And then I want to limit this to items which has some connection to the municipality. And we can actually do this. I can say item, and here I can say like this. I don't want to select this either. And here we can say the municipality. So Södertälje municipality. I think we can do this. Let's try that. And no, we're no longer working with goats. Here we go. I can't do that, but what I can do, I can select this, pretend that I select this. So this is a property. So we can run this, and we see that we got a golf club. Something else. Let's see. We got the item and the item label. I think I can actually select the property here as a label as well. So we know what relation they have and see if it's something that we can use. There we go. I can't select the property label like that. No. But can I recognize them? I can't even click it. Let's do it like this then.
I think P19 is birthplace.
Yeah. And I can actually turn this into something that we can click at least. So do it like this, URI as. Actually, this is overkill because the property label you turn the URI into a string, I believe. So if I do it like that, it should work. Yes. So that's a rather high property. Let's see what that is. Operating area. That's, I think, is a really good one. But maybe it's a little too strict. It may be more for companies or like publicly owned companies. If, for example, Södertälje municipality owned a public company, I can imagine that would be great property. But I'm gonna keep that in mind. This is the located in that we have been working with. 19. Did you know 19, Jan?
I think it's place of birth.
There we go, place of birth. So some sports person being born in Södertälje then. That we got. Another one, and another one. Let's see what we got to work with here. Headquarters location. That I think is the most common one we might be able to use for a sports club, but it's very likely that it's connected not to the municipality, but to like the main city or something like that. Employer? Okay, so if a sports person has been employed by a municipality, makes sense. Residence. Okay, I guess that's true as well. So we end up with having headquarters location and operating area for sports clubs. But what I wanted to kind of use this type of query is while we often look up example items, we can actually make queries like this where we just pretend that we don't know the property and just look for the value. So it's a nice way to explore Wikidata without actually using search and trying to look up good items like I did with Manchester United. Not saying that that actually is a good item. I have no clue because my expertise in football is non-existent. So right, can we do something with this? I wonder. I want a bubble chart.
So with headquarters location, you could ask for cities that are located in the municipality.
Yeah, so I could first like ask for all cities or even like locations of some kind in a municipality and then look up all of that. But it's a little bit of an expensive query. But
Yeah.
I actually think that I just realized that this is kind of enough for what I want to do. I want to illustrate like how much sports of various kinds there are. And clubs are not the only thing that matters there. So I wonder if I can just leave it as generic like this, and here where I left it blank, the sport, I can actually select it rather, sport. And then I can do, you select sport label to begin and see what we get here. So we got football, we got ice hockey, miniature golf, ice hockey, floorball, athletics, association football, and so on. So I can actually turn this into a bubble chart and achieve kind of what I wanted. So I'm gonna do that, which means I'm gonna need to count the sports. So I can do that like this. I can say I take sport label here and I do count sport label as sport. No, I can't use sport, right? Because I'm already using it. Sport. And I can run this and I get 0. What did I do this time? Group by sport label. That still didn't do the trick.
Can you count it, the label with before the query service?
That is a good question. If I do it like this instead, I do sport label. There we go. Right. So I can't do group by if I don't select it. It won't have access to it because the service, the label service, is lazy in a way that it doesn't do stuff if it doesn't need to. So I kind of got what I wanted here: sport label, and then I got count. So ice hockey would be the most common one, followed by floorball, followed by association football, and floorball and athletics. So I want to turn this into bubble chart, and I could do like yawn, but I could also do like this, and I get a rather nice one. So ice hockey, and so on. But then I want to use like yawn did, make this the default, so I don't need to do that in the future. And I run it, and it displays that directly. But then I want to be able to replace the municipality. So I'm gonna say muni, just like yawn did. And let's do template. And again, the autocomplete up here is great. Then I'm gonna say use that explanatory text.
And now you needed the value in there as well, or the variable.
And here's the trick. That should really be. Is it a part of the autocomplete, or did I delete it?
I don't know.
Because if it isn't, it should really be part. And here we're gonna do VD. Can I do autocomplete in here?
Yes.
I can. Okay. Is it municipality of Sweden?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I think that should be it. But now, because I don't have the bind, it doesn't have a default.
You have a var still left there as well.
And I still got a var. And I just broke everything. Because I ran it without... this is why you should use that bind. Because now it tries to run this triple here, which is
Everything?
Everything, just limited by this first one. So everything which got the sports statement. And it's no way that gonna work. I just gonna close that. There is currently no way to cancel your course for a good reason. So we need to add that bind as well. Bind up. Thank you for add. Let's see here. Södertälje municipality. No, I got
Oh, the fourth.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think it matters if I start with a large S or a small one. There we go. That should do the trick because now we've got the default value. But let's run it, see we get a bubble chart just like before, but I should also be able to replace this with flame because that's my common example. And it can preview this as well. I wonder, I imagine 4 now is what it will get when I run it because we imagine
it's
that
less than 20.
Yeah. So we got floorball, amateur wrestling, association football, ice hockey. Right. I'm gonna switch back to. Can I just make this blank? Södertälje, because I wanted to try what Jan mentioned before. So a lot of this won't be connected to the municipality, but to locations inside the municipality. So I want to essentially find those. And for that, I'm going to head over to Wikidata and I'm going to search for a place inside of Södertälje municipality to see that connection. No, I'm not. That's unnecessary. I'm instead going to do select things in the municipality with a location because that should narrow it down to places where people live, so to say, or where clubs could be. So location, I want to select located in the administrative area. Here we go. Here we're gonna say municipality, and I want the location to also have a coordinate, just to ensure that it's a place of some kind. And coordinate location, and I don't care about the value, so it's gonna do wings like that. And yes, I didn't spell correctly. There we go. So I got a bunch of locations which should be in the municipality, and I should be able to just replace your location. Let's see how well this runs. I'm a little worried that it might, for example, pick up things like heritage sites, which might make it a little bit expensive. So let's see what happens here. Oh, it worked perfectly and incredibly quickly as well. I'm very happy with that. We got a lot more sports as well. Ice hockey still larger. Can I hover it and see the number? 59, but you can't, so I actually change to the table.
I'm not surprised.
So no. So 59, we got football 24, basketball 11, and so on. Changing back to the bubble chart. I should still be able to use this one. Let's check Flynn again.
What do you expect to be the top there?
Let's see before we spoil it. I imagine it's football once again.
Association
do you
football.
Have a... Yeah.
No, yeah, I think that's a good guess.
Let's see. Can I scroll there? Yes, I can.
Ooh.
It's hard to tell. Let's check the table. I mean, association football is clearly one of them.
Yeah.
But we also got orienteering, shooting sport, which is a little cheating. It seems like very broad.
Yeah.
Athletics, so we got a couple of ones. Let's see if the table gives us additional insights. No, it's just two of
Ha,
four.
all right.
It's not a very large municipality.
Yeah.
Right, I noticed something odd here actually as we were editing. You might remember how I didn't care about location and I did like this.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if I can. There we go. And I had like this. This is how I format my queries. It's important to me. But so I run this. We use get regular one. But if I head back here and select something else, it
Uh-huh.
changes my query.
Yes.
I have no. I don't even have mixed feelings about that. That's just annoying.
Yes, because it also did another thing for you. Because you had item property location before, and now it added a semicolon on just above service.
Just above service.
Yes, that was you had a triple there before.
Yeah,
on that
exactly.
line.
This was a triple. I just did the semicolon thing up here.
Did you do it or did the thing do it?
I did it here, but this one I didn't do originally.
Yeah.
But then I think I lived with it. But I don't like it formatting. Nor putting a blank note here. But yeah, okay, I can live with it. Okay, so here we got Oxelösund, and it's already we're at the coast now.
Mm-hmm.
And we can see sailing, canoeing, and kayaking, swimming. We still see orienteering here. That's interesting. I want to pick a couple of more ones because this was a lot of fun. Do you have a suggestion, Jan?
I would say go with something like Umeå, which could go in a couple of places. I expect ice hockey to be large, but it could also be other snow sports.
Right. Yeah, I imagine bandy. Are they
I think that's too far north.
not too far now? Okay, let's see here. We only got 20 here, so I imagine we hit that limit. So I'm gonna run this. Yeah, we
Yes.
got a bit more. Ice hockey is the biggest one. 51, I can say as I see it. Football is still very high. Of course, cross country skiing got very high. Here we
This
got
was a fun
snowboarding,
query.
curling. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Before I move on, I'm gonna share this with everyone. So let's see here. Oh, stay. I think I managed to commit. And ouch. Yeah, like Jan said, we got too many.
Yes.
Too many
You can
banners.
delete a couple of them. I could have helped you delete some banners. We hit the.
I actually didn't know there was a limit.
No, we broke StreamYard.
So there we go. That's this query in case you want to play with it. And I imagine this one, if you just change the Swedish municipality up here, you should be able to just replace that with whatever municipality you got for your country, because this is currently limited to municipality of Sweden. It doesn't necessarily need to be a municipality either. We could probably do the entire region and it would still work. Let's see. I want to try.
Well, yes, that depends on how the country is modeled. Because if things are in the regions, like on what level they have.
Yeah. So in case we usually try to do it as like the lowest and most detailed level. You could do something like this. I imagine we did
Yes. Yeah.
P131
Or just a star on the first one, I guess.
Yeah, but wouldn't that just pick up a lot of things? Oh, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
One could try. let's see. I want to do Stockholm.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see. It's just interesting what happens in the big city. Stockholm municipality. Up. It just went blank. We didn't get a preview. Oh, right. It might have been trying to do a preview here, but it might have been taking a while.
Yeah.
65 different sports. Um, artistic gymnastics. Football is it not the
No,
largest
athletics
one?
is
It's not.
largest. Yeah.
Athletics is actually about 20 larger. It's 109 for those of you who wonder. Ice hockey is 49, swimming is 38, fencing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. I wonder if someone like have been working on fencing on Wikidata or something like that.
What is equestrian even?
Where are you?
Top left of association football.
Top list. Let's find out. Let's head over to the table. Oh, I don't have I have an actual link to it. Let's search Wikidata. Oh, right. It's horse sports.
Yes. Right.
That makes
That's
sense.
not very surprising.
No.
So we do have more upper class sports in Stockholm. Or expensive sports.
Yeah, maybe. But I wonder how representative this is.
Yeah.
Because I also see diving being
Mm-hmm.
very large here, and I have a hard time believing that diving is very large compared to many of these. For example, athletics, it's 1/3 of, and
Yes.
yeah, I don't believe that.
No, I think someone did it.
Maybe I'm
Good diving
completely
there.
wrong,
Yeah.
but I don't think so. So yeah, this is a fun query, and I was also imagining being able to see this. You kind of see where you need to work on things.
Yeah.
Like if I do
We
the
did
table and you
got the question on bandy, and I think that's correct for Stockholm because we do have some bandy in Stockholm.
yeah, so it would be the
Oh, it's not that many either. It's just 4.
exactly, but kind of interesting. Let's see. I wonder if, for example, yeah, we do have some orienteering, rallying 1, curling 2. I imagine that probably more.
Yes.
Wrestling is probably more. This is amateur wrestling, so it's not professional.
No, amateur wrestling is what in Swedish is wrestling.
Oh, okay.
So professional wrestling.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a different type of it. That's true when I think about it. Badminton 1, golf 5, fencing 35. That's I imagine someone has been working on it on Wikipedia or something like that. But yeah. So maybe that's a little bit of a preview for next week when I think I'm gonna do something about the Olympics. So imagine winter sports. But with that, I think that's everything from me. I succeeded with my goal. I'm happy with that.
Yes, great. And now we also have a lot more examples of how to use the templates. So now you can go out and do it yourself and share with your peers. So we don't have to do all the work ourselves.
I think we're gonna get back to it because, as I mentioned, I'm just jumping back quickly. You can do things like this. Let's see if that just renders. No, but it could be an auto drop down here if we change up a couple of things.
Yeah,
so
I think you need to add it in the variables as well. So there's something here that's not super user friendly for the one who creating the template.
No, but so I think we're gonna get back to that. Because I can imagine rather funny queries when you can just select a bunch of things.
Yes. So probably Olympics next week, but for sure we will be back next week.
Indeed.
And until then, happy editing.
Happy editing.